Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this August 1st, 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Thursday. So far, everybody had a great Thursday evening. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because the weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about the tropic, which is talking about Invest 97L, which is located over the Caribbean islands, headed across Cuba here in the next little while. Also, we're going to be talking about the intensity guidance of the system, and also the hurricane model runs as well. Also your forecast for Friday and Saturday. Also the current watch and warn advisory map, and we got a lot of heat advisories to discuss. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for a marginal risk of severe weather along the East Coast, which is primary damaging winds, the main concern. And also we're going to take a look at the tropics again at the end of this forecast cycle. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see it over the Dominican Republic, Haiti area, which will be moving across Cuba and into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Right now it looks poorly organized on the satellite imagery. Does not look very well defined, but it's expecting it to move into more favorable conditions as it gets into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which is expected to become tropical depression number 4 and will become tropical storm Debbie, may even become Hurricane Debbie, as well as it tracks through the eastern Gulf of Mexico. Alright, let's take a look at the model runs here. Okay. Then into the eastern Gulf of Mexico, and then make a run for the Florida Panhandle or the Big Bend area of Florida. We'll have to continue to monitor this system because it could bring some severe weather to portions of Florida, for Georgia and the Carolinas. If it stays inland, if it stays to the coastal area, the severe weather remains to the coastal areas of the Carolinas and east coast of Florida. Alright, now let's take a look at the remains of tropical depression. Several of the model runs into a tropical storm. There's a few that shoots it into a category 1. One is the outlier, shoots it into a category 2. If it do become a tropical storm, well, in fact, it do look like it will become a tropical storm, and it looks to become a weak hurricane as it reaches the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So we'll continue to monitor that as we get closer to the event. Alright, let's move on to your forecast. This is your Friday forecast. You can see we got thunderstorms and showers from New Brunswick over the portion of southeast Canada, Maine, to portions of New York State, down to the Carolinas, Atlantic coastal waters, Gulf of Mexico, stretching back to Louisiana, to Illinois, up to Michigan. More activity over here in portions of Nebraska, to Wyoming, to Colorado, New Mexico, northwestern Mexico, also in Arizona, also into areas of California and Nevada. A little bit of shower activity with southern Canada and northern and portions of North Dakota and Minnesota. Have some heavy rain and flash flooding from western North Carolina up to Michigan, and then again over here around Pennsylvania to New York State. Otherwise, dry high pressure charging much of Canada, much of the northern and western and central U.S., down to the Gulf of California, much of Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula, the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, also in the portions of areas of New Brunswick and Newfoundland as well. All of this activity is for your Friday, August the 2nd. Alright, here's your forecast for your Saturday. As you can see, we got some thunderstorm showers from New Brunswick, Maine, all the way down to New York State, down to Carolinas, Florida Keys. There's that low pressure system. Should become Debbie later on down the road. Also got plenty of moisture in the Gulf of Mexico, down toward the northern Cuba area, the northwestern Bahamas, Atlantic coastal waters, stretching back to Louisiana, back up to Ohio, then again from Wisconsin and Minnesota to the Dakotas. More activity across southwestern Canada, Montana to Oregon, down to Nevada, also a portion of northern Gulf of California, northwest Mexico to New Mexico to Colorado and Utah and Arizona region. There is Hurricane Carlotta over in the eastern Pacific. Right now we have dry high pressure remainder over Canada, a portion of Washington State down to California, Gulf of California, the central U.S. over toward the portion of the Ohio Valley and the Michigan area, down in Mexico, New Mexico, also in the Yucatan Peninsula, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Cuba, the Bahamas, portion of New Brunswick, and also Newfoundland. All of this activity is for your Saturday, August 3rd. Alright, here's the watch and warning advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, as you can see, here's a lot of heat advisory, heat warnings in effect from Maine, all the way down to New York State, to the Carolinas, down to Florida, all the way back to Louisiana to Texas. More activity over Montana to Idaho to Washington, Oregon State. So we have excessive heat warnings there as well, and red flag warnings also in Washington, Oregon State. We've got excessive heat warnings also in effect for Virginia, North Carolina, again from Illinois down to Louisiana, back in Oklahoma and Kansas. Same over here in portions of Arizona to California. A little bit of red flag warnings over Utah. Alright, we got some air quality alerts over Colorado with some few pockets of flash flood watches there as well. Also we have flash flood watch for eastern Tennessee, hydro issues over southern Florida, and also we have some dense smoke advisory reports in Nevada and California with special weather statements there as well. Let's see, small craft advisory from California coast, around the Alaska area, Hawaii and Chain Island looks good, special weather statement inland and the Alaska area. Alright, we got a marginal risk stretching from up here, from near Scranton, Pennsylvania to Savannah, Georgia, stretching back to Birmingham, Alabama, and again over here around just east of Denver, also just east of Pablo, and again around the Tucson area, Arizona. General thunderstorms elsewhere. Tornado probability is less than 2%. Damaging winds, the main area in the 5% risk area. Let's see, large hail, less than 5% in that region. Alright, let's move on to day number 3. Alright, this will be your Saturday outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see we got a general thunderstorm from Maine to the Florida Keys, back to Texas, all the way back to Washington, Oregon State, and California. We have a marginal risk from Fargo, North Dakota, down to Aberdeen, South Dakota, also toward Minneapolis. Then again from Scranton, Pennsylvania, to the Carolinas, all the way down toward Georgia. Atlanta, you're included, also down toward Columbus and Savannah region as well. Probability will be 5% in the marginal risk outlook area. Alright, and finally, let's take a look at the tropics. As you can see, the system has a 30% chance of development over the next 2 days, and then a 70% chance of development in the Cuba area and then into the Gulf of Mexico as where that system will track. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got.